Hi guys, Ian from footballboots.co.uk, and today we're looking at the Adidas nitrocharge 1.0. These are the second generation of the nitrocharge. They were originally released in August 2014, and essentially they're just a little upgrade to the original version that were launched a couple of years before that. So Adidas have gone ahead and they've just made a few little refinements and enhancements. Not a huge amount has changed. I'll get into that a little bit more in detail soon. These boots you're going to see worn by the likes of Phil Jones for Manchester United, Juan Cuadrado, new signing for Chelsea. So they're designed for those box-to-box players, and the engine is what they were kind of using as the naming for that type of player. And no nonsense, like to get stuck in, like to do a lot of running around. And we're going to do some running around and looking at these boots now. Adidas revealed this colorway as part of their There Will Be Haters campaign at the start of 2015. Colorway is this Amazon purple, solar blue, and these splashes of white here on the three stripes. It's a pretty decent looking colorway in my eyes. There's the sole. Got the energypulse here in the light blue, and then you've got the Amazon purple for the rest of the sole. Flip it around. It's just a little bit of Adidas detailing there in a red. Otherwise you've got all those colors flowing across. In the midfoot, it's going to lock down your foot into the shoe, which is a feature that not everybody's going to get on with, so I'd probably advise you to try these somewhere before you end up buying them, just to see how you feel about that, because it is something a little bit different, something that you're going to notice that changes as such. So I'd suggest you stay true to size. The boot isn't overly wide in the midfoot region, so for players with wide feet this might be a bit too tight for your liking. Comfort wise there's nothing really to complain about, but be sure you try this boot before you buy it, as I say, because that energy sling might just be a bit too tight for your preference. So they're built to be rugged and tough, and you might find you need 1 or 2 sessions to break these in fully. What I did find was, when I was initially wearing them, is I just felt kind of pressure and a little bit of pain just in front of the energy sling. I thought I would have felt it right on the energy sling, but actually it was just a little bit in front, and that's just as the boot creased. But honestly, probably about half an hour into the training session, that had gone away, and I was really surprised that they broke in as quickly as they did. I think that's down to the hybrid touch material. It's just flexing and molding to your feet quickly, and the energy sling is just giving you this nice flex zone in the midfoot. Works out a lot better than I expected. So like on the first generation nitrocharge, this boot has the combination of the hybrid touch and then the mesh. Now this has been used again, but one of the differences is there's no stitching on this front part. On the previous version there was stitching. This time you don't have it. It means it's going to be easier to keep them clean. And you do have these little grooves that have been put in, which are quite nice just for kind of feel of the ball and all that kind of good stuff. So the mesh material is the same, while there's a line of pads that have been added to the midfoot and to the heel, which is just giving you even more protection with these. Something that people sometimes forget is that the nitrocharge isn't just about being an energy boot. It actually has a lot of nice little protection aspects to it as well, that it's going to look after you when you're getting stuck into those tough tackles. That's what I would say. If I was going to compare it to something, I'd be thinking about the Umbro UX1. They're kind of similar in that protection aspect. And it's one of those good things. If you're a player who likes to get stuck in when you're playing football, then you need to have a boot that's going to look after you. And this definitely has like loads of little developments on it, which are really good things. Probably something to say is that this is probably one of the more technologically advanced Adidas products, and it's a real shame that it hasn't had as much player support as it perhaps could have, because Adidas have made a really decent boot here. They just haven't been able to throw enough players behind it to have as big an uptake as it should have, and actually it probably doesn't get as much credit as it should for what it is. Now the hybrid touch on the toes is going to give you an enhanced control and nice bit of comfort, and as I say, you've got the protection and durability in the heel. Now, using these synthetic materials, it means they've managed to keep the weight down as well. So even though you're getting a boot that's looking after you, it's a little bit lighter than perhaps you get from, say, some of the leather boots that would give you the same protection benefits. This time round, the energysling has been made larger and more horizontal to provide a much more uniform and secure lockdown of your foot in the shoe. The rubberized band has been moved more up towards the midfoot to create much more responsive and stable feel. This switch in position of the energysling has also meant that the boot will flex just in the right spot, allowing you to push off the surface more aggressively. In our eyes, this is a unique and great feature to the nitrocharge, as the fit is secure and responsive, while the surface that it provides you will give you that extra bit of friction and ping when you're striking and controlling the ball. So the sole plate and the energypulse have stayed exactly the same as on the first generation, and in my eyes that's no bad thing. I wore the original nitrocharges and I love this sole plate, thought it was really responsive, really good thing. So there's no major complaints about having the sprint frame and the traction 2.0 stud configuration, as they're really stable and comfortable under your feet. So this is where the nitrocharge beats anything else really out there at the moment, is protection wise. Okay, so if you're getting tackles in and around the heel there, this mesh and padded area here is awesome. It's got a nice strong heel counter. The other thing they've got is the mesh tongue has some nice padding across through here, so somebody stands on your top of your foot here, you're not going to get hurt too much. And the other thing is you get some nice protection from the energysling itself as well, so if you end up getting a stud on the top of your foot, it's not going to hurt as much as it would do in a really kind of thin or just a hybrid touch upper. It's got that extra layer of protection for you. So yeah, really good protection wise on these. Big fan of that. So my overall verdict on these nitrocharge 1.0 is, as I was saying, I think they're just underrated. I think the more people who actually try them, the more people who are going to love them. If they suit your game, if they are what you need in a boot, you'll know it when you use them. And fantastic, you get a nice little ping off the energysling, you get some really nice protection during the game with all these little features. And if you're even considering these, then just definitely give them a go. They're nice and durable, they're going to last you a season easily with all these kind of rugged little aspects to them. Just got to look after them properly, make sure you're cleaning out the mesh properly and getting all the mud and stuff out of the energysling, so that's going to be all good. But definitely they're going to last you a long time and you're going to love them if you try them. So if you think that they sound like they suit your game, go give them a try. Alternatives, you're probably thinking like the UX1 from Umbro, something like that. And there isn't really anything from Nike at the moment that makes sense as a comparison to go with these.